All right, so I've been driving the Ford Fusion for a few days now, and so it's time to show you the inside and what I've learned about it so far. Then we'll take it out on the road after that. But let me show you the things here that I've learned so far about the car and its controls. Let's take you inside. All right. Okay, so we're gonna hop on in here. It is a hot day, so we're gonna actually start the car. I'm gonna show you that the starter button is here. And we're gonna push the brake, and then we'll start the car up. All right, we hear the nice Ford tone. Also over here, we get the Ford logo on the center. We'll show you that. Okay, so the vehicle is on. I'm gonna shut the door. I'm gonna turn the air down so you don't blast you away too much. Whoops, down. Okay, just to show you that, let's start up here in the front first. Tire pressure gauges. I've got controls here on the steering wheel, so I can cycle through the menu. And the menu on this one is over here on the left. Hopefully you can see that okay. So I can show my speed. I can show distance to empty. As you can tell, I've been driving it for a little bit. I only have 138 miles left till empty. And then here's my RPM if I want my RPM menu up. Hopefully you can see that okay. Let me see if I can get in there a little bit tighter for you guys. Okay, so there's the RPM. Oops, there's fuel, so you can see fuel. There's tire pressure, speed. Keep going through distance to empty, RPM. So we've got all of that. The little car there in the middle, that is your lane departure warning and actually control system. I'm going to show you more about that because it's interesting. It is activated by a button right here on the turn signal stalk. You push that. So if you go in there and I push that, you can see if it turns it off. I turn it again and it pushes it back on. The A, as you can see there, has the circle. That is, the car will automatically shut the engine off if you're stopped at idle for a little while to save gas and things like that. There is a button over here. Let's go real slow and show you that if I press this button, it turns it to off. That disengages that, and now the auto stop and start is disengaged, and then that warning will go away, so we won't have that. In the middle, I'm going to swing back around here by the steering wheel. Right there is the speedometer. You can see the speedometer. Under that is your selection for gears. And then over here on the right in this screen, so the speedometer, that's pretty much fixed, but these are screens on both sides. I can also circle through that. So this is navigation. If I press down, I can cycle through those as well. Navigation, entertainment, and phone. So that screen right there will show that. That is all controlled by this here, so I can cycle through that there, and I can also select it as well. You've got, of course, wiper controls on this stalk right here. That's your wiper controls. Cruise control is nice. It's all one finger activated. I think we were talking about some cars the other day that I could set it here, but then I had to push on the other side to set it and change the settings. Everything is controlled right here, which that is super easy. And then over here, I've got volume control, my phone, mute button. I've got that airbag in the middle, and the horn. Horn works great. Now let's go down here to the gear shift, or the gear selector. It is a turn, so if I push the brake in, let's see, it says focus fill. I can turn it to reverse. All right, if I do that, you can actually see I have my stand in the back of the car. The reverse camera is nice and huge on this, so it is great. The screen looks great. I've got neutral. I've got drive. Let's see, drive. And then I also have S. What is S? So S is more of a semi-automatic selection, and it allows me then to use the paddle shifters. Hopefully you can see the paddle shifters are here on each side. This shifts down, this shifts up, and that gives me the opportunity to cycle through the gears as I want to. So that is controlled here. This is the parking brake. I pull the parking brake up, and that will engage. Hopefully you can see that in red there on the screen. And then to disengage, I just push that off. That turns that off. I've got two cup holders here, and then I've got a nice big open spot here with toilet paper. I guess if you need to blow your nose or anything else, we got that covered there in the middle. There is a small little spot right here. This is really good for putting a phone. As a matter of fact, let me show that. So if I wanted to put a phone there, I could just put my phone there, and it holds it really nice. Past that, there's a storage area, and you've got two USBs, so you can plug in USBs, and by plugging in here, it'll also activate into the system, so you can control your phone that way. You can also Bluetooth in, and then here is another power if you're using more of a cigarette lighter charge for that. Moving up here to the entertainment center, just to go through it pretty quick. You have all your air controls and environmental controls here, your climate controls here, power, this is up in temperature-wise for the driver. This is temperature for the passenger. They each have their own, it's a dual climate control. This is fan speed, I can turn it up. You can see it pop up on the screen, I can turn it down. These changes the modes of where it's going. Recycling, this is the power, this is the defroster for the rear, so you have all of those here. You can also go up here and control it. If I put climate, I have all of those same controls here, so I can get it colder, I can do it hotter, I can turn the fan up, I can turn the fan down, whichever way I wanted to do it, so I could also control that there. I also have audio controls, so all right, we'll turn that off so that I won't get in trouble with that. Phone, here's navigation, you got navigation controls here, shows navigation and where we are and what's happening. Apps, you can scroll through that, you connect your devices and things like that. And then settings, so you can go in and take a look and see the other things you need to change, setting up your phone, navigation, mobile apps, and things like that. It is whoops, I did it again. Let's go to climate. As you can see, it's not super responsive. Click, wait, there it goes. So it's not slow, but I wouldn't say it's super fast. But that is that. As far as now, we're talking about climate control. I have a vent here. I have a vent, two vents here in the middle, and I have a vent over there on the passenger side. And then we also have the two vents that are in the back seat. So let's take a look at the back seat here. Now remember, I'm almost 6'2", 6'1 3/4", whatever. Mainly torso, but a lot of legs. So the front seat is set so that I would be able to drive comfortably. That's the position I would have it in. So here I am. There is a cutout in the front seat. There's plenty of room for my knees here. I can also spread my legs wide here. That gives me plenty of space. Super long trip for a 6'2" in the back seat and a 6'2" in the front seat. Might be a little bit of a long trip and a little bit tight that way, but for driving around and normal driving around the city, it's pretty fine. I think I would be okay with that. I've got plenty of headroom. I've got about this much. It's kind of hard to see with this right here, but it does pop up pretty high. So I've got plenty of headroom is sitting here, even with the angle of that the rear window in the back of the car takes. Plenty of headroom. All right, so let's take a peek here inside the trunk. It's a really easy access. You've got the light here for the reverse camera. Just put your fingers up under here, push it, and it pops up. As you can see, it opens up really wide, and also the lip is low, so it's easy to put cargo in. Inside, it is good size, you can see. It does have a 60-40 split rear back seat, so you can lay those seats down so they can give you extra cargo space if you need it. But overall, the trunk is good size. This one doesn't have a cargo net, but you could probably get one as it has the tie downs here and on both sides, so that you could put a net there if you wanted to. But it's a really large and nice sized trunk. And then here's your glove box. It's a two shelved glove box, plenty of space there. Closes pretty easy. Buttons over here for light control are on this side. So you've got the lighting control and you can do your preset settings here. Trunk release is here. Hood release is a lever way down there. That's pretty standard. You have here window controls or side mirror controls, so I can set those and change those by using this. I can lock the windows, and all the window controls are here for the entire car. And then up here into the speaker area here is the lock and unlock doors, and you can see that it's the same on that side as well. So we can lock and unlock doors on that one. So we can lock and unlock doors on that side as well. So we have control of that. Up here at the top, let's take a look at that. You've got all your different lighting controls, however you want that to be. You can turn those on individually. You can see those all right. And then you can also click here and you've got a nice sunglass holder, so you can use that. Driver's side does have a mirror. Ta-da! With light, and then the passenger side does as well, so you can see that on that side as well. Okay. Let's see, turn you around, let you see me here. Okay, so that is the interior of this 2019 Ford Fusion. It's time to take it out on the road. We're gonna do that. I'll do that in the next video. We're gonna go for a drive. I've actually had it on a long extended drive. I probably drove it for 5 or 6 hours yesterday. And there's a few things here that I definitely wanna talk about. You're gonna wanna hear about, especially the lane departure system that this car has. So we're gonna talk about that. Be sure to come back and look at that. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. Let's talk about cars tomorrow.